Just 3 messages can transform your game with your ex and win her back. Sounds crazy, right? But it's real. If you know what moves her, these messages can work like magic. And no, it's not about long-winded apologies or desperate declarations straight out of a cheap romance movie. We're talking about smart messages that spark curiosity and bring back the memories that matter, like a trigger that makes her want to know more. Now, imagine sending a text that makes her heart skip a beat unexpectedly. Maybe you lost control at the end of the relationship, but guess what? This is your chance to take the reins. These messages aren't about begging for another chance. They're about planting an idea, reminding her of the guy she fell for. Curious to know how this works? Hang tight, because we're about to break the strategy down piece by piece. The secret? It's simple and straightforward. You don't need to be a conversation expert or come up with something outrageous. Think of it like fishing. You just throw the right bait and wait for her to bite. And the best part, this method helps you avoid those classic mistakes that only make you seem needy or lost. With this approach, you'll come across as confident, composed, and best of all, irresistible. Want to know how to put this into action? It's all about stirring the right emotions and pulling up good memories. Picture her getting a message so unexpected, she can't help but reply. That curiosity is the gateway, my friend. Want me to show you the step-by-step? Stay tuned, because we're just getting started. When a breakup happens, it's normal to act on impulse. But let me be honest, those moments of emotional fury only dig you into a deeper hole. Like sending message after message filled with drama, hurt, or regret. It might seem like you're asking for attention, but in reality, it just shows you're out of control. Even worse is starting a relationship talk over WhatsApp. Those conversations only lead to more hurt feelings or endless arguments that solve nothing. Another classic mistake is the justification speech. You type out a long, Oscar-worthy explanation of everything, thinking it'll earn you forgiveness. It doesn't work, man. It just makes it seem like you're more concerned about clearing your name than actually reconnecting. Oh, and if you've said things like, "I'll never forget you," or "My life is over without you," hate to break it to you, but that only weighs her down. No one wants to feel responsible for someone else's soap opera. And there's more. That silence you're trying so hard to avoid, it's essential. Constantly commenting on her social media or staging coincidental meetups just makes you look dependent and predictable. Here's a golden tip. For her to miss you, you need to disappear. Being too available is a shot in the foot. If you've identified with any of these mistakes, relax. Recognizing them is already a big step forward. Now's the time to change the game, instead of acting in haste or desperation. Take a deep breath and focus on building something new. Show that you're a different guy, mature, in control, and most importantly, confident. The next step will show you how to make that happen. It might sound crazy, but sometimes the best way to win your ex back is to simply disappear. No, I'm not talking about ghosting her forever, but about applying the absence rule like a pro. Stopping your constant pursuit of her gives the situation room to breathe. It's like a strategic pause that gives her time to miss you. And here's where the magic happens. The good memories start to surface while the fights fade into the background. You know the saying, we only value what we lose. It's kind of like that. When you disappear, her brain starts to fill the gap, and guess what? Chances are she'll recall the happy moments. Absence becomes an invisible hook, because what's rare automatically gains more value. This pause pulls you out of the desperate role and into her mind in a natural way without forcing anything. Meanwhile, your mission is to take care of yourself. This time isn't just for sitting around waiting for a high from her. Go invest in yourself. Hit the gym, focus on your hobbies, explore new things. Not only will you feel better, but she'll notice the changes when you start talking again. And you know what? There's nothing more attractive than a confident guy with great energy to offer. Still wondering if this works? Relax. Silence is a strategy, not rejection. It creates the perfect space for her to feel nostalgic and rethink what you two had. The more you respect this distance, the greater your chances of turning things around with class. Ready to take the next step calmly and intelligently? The first message, the art of sparking memories. It's time to break the silence, and the first message is where everything starts happening. But hold up, this isn't the time for apologies or sappy texts. The key is to be light and subtle, touching on a special memory you both share. For example, I thought of you yesterday when I walked by that cafe where we always laughed. How are you? See, short, simple, and effective. This approach works because it activates that warm nostalgia. Good memories have a way of opening doors that seemed locked. No demands, no awkwardness, just a casual conversation that makes her think about the good side of your story. It creates a comfortable space for her to reply without feeling pressured. And remember, less is more here. No long-winded texts that read like a book chapter. A brief, well-thought-out message makes way more impact than a giant confession. Plus, it shows that you're confident and secure. A guy who knows what he wants doesn't over-explain or ramble, right? Keep in mind, this message isn't meant to fix everything at once. It's just the start of a new vibe between you two. Show her you value the good memories and that you're calm. No pressure, no expectations. When she sees your maturity and lightness, curiosity will take care of the rest. Now that the conversation has started, the next step is to keep control. Building curiosity and emotion with the second message. Now that the conversation has begun, it's time to add a little something extra to keep her interest. The second message is like the midfield of the game. It's not about scoring yet, but about keeping the ball in play. And the strategy here is simple. Throw out something intriguing and connected to her. For example, you won't believe it, but I saw something today that reminded me of that time at the lake. Seriously, it was hilarious. Boom, you've set the bait. This type of message works because it not only keeps the tone light, but also piques her curiosity. She'll want to know more, and that's exactly what you want. It's like giving her a taste of something fun or interesting without revealing too much all at once. The more intrigued she feels, the more engaged she'll be in the conversation. Oh, and don't make this message a monologue. You want interaction, not a one-sided chat. End it with something that invites her to participate. Like, can you imagine what it'd be like if that happened today? This leaves space for her to respond, share her thoughts, or even tell a similar story. It shows maturity by guiding the conversation without forcing it. The secret is to be casual but purposeful. Don't try too hard to impress or bring up random topics that don't connect. With this approach, she'll feel like the conversation is flowing naturally, and you'll gain more ground in her emotional space. See how simple it is? Let's move on to the next step to sharpen your strategy even more. How to introduce the favor in the third message. The third message is the moment to take an extra step in building the connection. And no, it's not to propose to her or schedule a date just yet. It's time to use the classic little favor technique. Something simple, direct, and casual, like, hey, do you still have that travel book? I was thinking of rereading it, but I can't find it anywhere. Easy, right? This is powerful because it shifts the conversation away from any emotional tension and into something practical. And the best part, it makes her feel helpful. Asking for a small favor, like, this gives her a chance to interact without pressure and brings back the sense of partnership you used to share. It's like triggering that instinct to help that everyone loves to feel. Another cool idea is to mention something related to her interests. For example, you always had great series recommendations. Got any suggestions for me now? This taps into good memories and reinforces the idea that you value her opinions. But here's the key. The favor should be easy to fulfill, so it doesn't come off as manipulative or too demanding. The goal here isn't to set up a date yet, but to build the atmosphere for it naturally. This request is just an excuse to keep the conversation flowing and deepen the connection. The trick is to show maturity and a light-hearted vibe that puts her at ease. In practice, you're creating the perfect setup to eventually take the next step without forcing anything. If winning your ex back were only about sending the right messages, it'd be easy. But the truth is, the real challenge lies in your own mind. Controlling your emotions. Feels like mission impossible, right? Don't worry, it's not about becoming a robot. It's about not letting your anxiety take the wheel. You need to come across as confident, not desperate. Because, let's face it, No one is attracted to someone begging for attention. A classic mistake is being glued to your phone, waiting for a notification as if it's a lottery win. Ever heard the saying, "He who waits despairs"? Exactly. Constantly checking if she's seen your message or hoping for an immediate response is a shortcut to looking insecure. Remember, her response time doesn't define anything. Show that you're cool and your life is moving forward. That "I'm in control" vibe is priceless. And those short or cold replies she might send. Don't freak out. She might just be testing the waters, unsure of how to act. So, no drama or over-the-top emotional responses. Stay calm. Keep the conversation light, and let her feel that you're grounded. Respecting her pace shows that you've matured, and no one can resist someone who's balanced like that. Lastly, be the guy she remembers with a smile, not someone who brings back feelings of heaviness. Positive energy and maturity are the ultimate combo. Forget past dramas or grudges, because no one wants to relive that. Show her you've grown from the breakup and are genuinely improving yourself. That's what separates the desperate from the winners. Winning your ex back isn't just about making her remember what you had. It's about showing her that you've become someone even better. Because, let's be honest, who wants to go back to someone stuck in the past? When you show that you've evolved, it becomes impossible not to notice. And I'm not talking about throwing out lines like, "Look how much I've changed." True change shows through actions, not words. Want an example? If you've started taking better care of yourself, like working out or eating healthier, showcase it naturally. Posted a picture from a run or casually mentioned a new hobby. Perfect. Don't shove it in her face. The idea is for her to see that your life is moving forward, with or without her. That's magnetic because it radiates the kind of independence everyone wants around. Emotional growth is even more powerful. Show her that you've overcome insecurities and have control over your feelings. Someone who grows through challenges and becomes more mature is the kind of person anyone would want by their side. It says, "Hey, I'm in a better place now, and you could be here too." But here's the thing. This change has to be genuine. It's not about impressing her or faking it. It's about investing in yourself because you've realized you deserve the best. When the transformation is real, she'll sense it, even without you saying a word. And you know what? This growth is the biggest magnet of all. If she sees that she's facing an even more incredible version of you, reconnection becomes almost inevitable. Now, here's a definitive tip to make sure you never risk losing her again. Imagine having the secret to making any woman fall head over heels for you in your hands. Yes, it's real, and it's within your reach with the obsession method. This revolutionary method promises something few can achieve, triggering such a deep and irresistible desire that she'll want to be by your side without hesitation. No complicated tricks, no drastic changes, just a precise set of techniques that naturally and powerfully ignite feminine desire. Picture knowing that you can win over whoever you want without relying on luck or frustrating attempts. With the obsession method, you don't need to be the most handsome or the richest. All you need is access to a step-by-step guide to creating this intense and passionate connection. It's time to turn that promise into reality and join a select group of men who've discovered the true secret to attraction. Click the link below and start living this transformation today. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel and check out the next video playing on the screen.